Local governments typically have a whole fleet of vehicles they use to accomplish the work they perform day in and day out. Those vehicles need to be routinely maintained in order to keep them in tip-top shape and avoid costly breakdowns. We've expanded equipment in OMS to help manage your fleet of vehicles. Let's take a few minutes and touch upon that high-level fleet functionality. So I'm going to go over to the software now, and you'll notice that I'm on an equipment record. This particular equipment record happens to be a dump truck, and the overview header here has been expanded to include some of the high point features, things like costs associated with a dump truck. These would include some of the sub-costs like labor, parts, vendor costs, fuel costs, those kinds of things, as well as current odometers, the current odometer miles, and vehicle replacement rating, which I'll touch back on in a minute. I'm going to collapse this up and go down to the details section, and here you can track all of the important pieces of information about your vehicle. These would include things like year, make, model, purchase date, purchase cost. In addition to the fields that we have here, if you need to track something we don't currently have a field for, you can create one and add it to this form. I'm going to scroll down a little bit to the tasks section. And this area of the software is where we're tracking the maintenance that you've performed against this piece of equipment. So any fuel, oil changes or brake replacements, those kinds of things, all of that stuff gets tracked here in the tasks section. In addition, you can create your own task if you needed to, in the case of a breakdown or something along those lines. I'm not actually going to create one here. Or you can rely upon the preventative maintenance engine to perform some of those functions for you, to automatically generate those tasks when certain events fire off in the system. Next, I'm going to scroll down here to the inspections area, and you can actually go perform your own inspections on vehicles, or we've also included a feature called the vehicle replacement rating, which essentially is a points-based system that's been adopted by many organizations to help facilitate when they need to replace their vehicles. That's really the last big topic that I wanted to touch upon today, and that kind of concludes the fleet functionality that we've expanded in the equipment section within OMS.